T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Maybe you should pull the fucking trigger.
Pull the trigger. Ain't nobody gonna do for you.
We're cranking up the lights now, so everyone can see. It's all happening right now. We're gonna make you believe. It's about to get crazy. It's about to go down. It's about to get crazy. It's about to get...
Now that's how you supposed to shoot. From now on, that's how you shoot. Whoa!
Welcome to Sunday Recap. I'm your host, JB, in beautiful sunny South Florida, Pembroke Pines to be exact, and we have...
Dan Florich, your spirits concierge.
And Chris Cerezo, a.k.a. the Magician. Boom, baby. Damn, no boom from you guys?
Hey, man, you
No,
stole
man.
it.
Yeah. Last time.
Man, I don't know, but last time was the better one, man.
Yeah, but you ate through it last time, so I figured, this time we'd have some time and let you have at it, bro.
Okay.
So now that you got your boom out the way, let's put some lightning up, bro. So
oh, man.
look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that. Well,
okay.
that lightning strike right on
All
JB.
right, all
Go
right.
crack.
Oh.
So
That's your magic over there? Just like on top of JB?
Listen, bro, I don't need
he's trying to X me out the show already.
Be
You saw it,
raining
right?
over here.
Yeah. So we have our sponsors, which is Espinosa Cigars,
Drew Estate.
Goyaba Cigars.
DNC Custom Apparel.
Oh, Cigar Oasis.
And Sean Christian.
There we go, man. Now we need another boom.
Boom, baby.
Ah.
No, that one sucked.
It's high.
It's high.
You want to see?
But wait a minute.
Wait, what?
Would you like what's about to happen? Just like, comment, and subscribe.
Wait, what'd you say?
If you like what's about to happen,
Caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the crossfire.
boom.
That was a boom.
Okay,
I give you that
I
one.
give you that one.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. So today's concoction comes from JB's laboratory. I have absolutely no idea what
but this is not gonna end well.
bourbon whiskey this was. It was high end. It was in one of my decanters. I decided to remove it and use it because and then I made it into some old fashions.
In,
Like,
in all honesty, man, I appreciate this because I don't have to pick the spirit of the day. You're just labeling the bottle and iconic smoker.
It's an iconic smoker special, bro. I have no idea what liquor's in there.
I get it.
It's either it's either gonna be it's gonna be Colonel Taylor, or it'll be Eagle Rare, but it's leaning more towards Colonel Taylor.
As long as I get to enjoy this magnificent drink with you guys, I don't care what it is.
But you're not off the hook, bro.
Great.
You're not off the hook.
Yeah, you're
Stop trying to get off the hook.
Yeah.
Cheers. Salute.
Yeah, it's okay, bro. You didn't study for the test. I'm not gonna tell anybody. Hello, iconic family. If you'd like us to be able to show your name and everything like that, all you got to do is before you log in, give StreamYard access to your name. That's really all it takes, and then we'll be able to see who you are, where you are, and the whole 9 yards. Right. So before we get started, look, we got a couple options here, right? We can talk about La Zona Palooza that's coming up in November.
Okay.
We could talk about the Warhead. We could talk about the Knuckle Sandwich. We could talk about Leather Rose. We could talk about Acid. What do you guys want to talk about? I'll let you guys pick.
What a selection!
All right.
So
wow.
So hold on. I'm just saying, you guys have to pick something. So go ahead.
All right, let's go with let's go with
want to smoke
the
a
knuckle
knuckle sandwich?
Okay. We'll be right back. Bro, what you think about that, Chris? What do you think about that?
Man, jeez.
What do you guys think? What's your thought?
Bro, I mean, speechless. Come on, there's no words that can explain it. You saw it. You seen it. Come on,
Man.
bro.
Seriously?
Speechless? Seriously?
Well, I don't know about speechless.
Okay.
Dude.
All
But
right.
it is impressive.
That deserves a cigar right there. I think.
It does. So you're absolutely right. So since we're going with the alcohol we shall not name, right? We might as well go with some Espinosa Elite. This is the 2021 Test Blend box set. This was a Espinosa Elite exclusive that came out. This is courtesy of all people. Yeah, all people here sitting with us live. It is courtesy of my man, my confidant, my brother, Chris, aka Cerezo, or Chris Cerezo, aka the Magician.
Boom, baby. Man.
So you know what? I'll let you do the honor since it's your box. So he decided that he wanted to share today. And while he's doing that, we're going to bring our guests on. Now, this gentleman actually needs no introduction besides the words that I'm about to say here.
Man,
which
were you
is
taking two?
Yeah. You know why? You know why he'd take it two?
Wow.
Hey, because how about that cigar? We got Garret Robinson here. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, Garret?
What is up, my brothers? How y'all doing?
All right.
Can't complain, man. Can't complain. And if I did, who would listen, right?
Right. Well, I can complain a little bit. I spent a week in the Dominican, which I can't complain about that. But I landed back in Minneapolis, Minnesota yesterday to a bunch of snow, and it hurt my feelings a lot.
Wow.
Hey, we got a message for you, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, get the fuck out of here.
Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Bro, listen, you went to the Dominican Republic. You spent the whole week there, bro. I saw you smoking cigars, taking selfies, taking names, the whole nine. I don't want to hear that stuff, man.
Not even a little. I don't even get a little violin.
No.
You want a little violin?
He wants a little violin.
Oh, jeez.
Bro, are you crazy?
So yeah, it ain't happening. But tell us a little bit about yourself.
So for those who don't know, Matt Ty and I started a podcast. How about that cigar? 194 episodes ago. Yeah, it's crazy. It's been an amazing ride, and through relationships that we, got close to people in the industry through the podcast. I actually have to give my road into the industry. I got to give credit to Luis Cuevas from Casa Cuevas Cigars, who reached out to me.
You know that guy?
Yeah, I met him once or twice.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
Yeah, once or twice. It's okay.
I think Luis is one of the, everybody inside the industry knows what a rock star that dude is. And I hope one day he gets the street cred that we all know that he deserves. And I know he will. But it was Luis who reached out to me and said, hey, would you ever think about repping and, all of this and that? And so that started me on the road to eventually opening up a brokerage and doing some other things. And now January 1st, it was announced that I accepted the position of VP of Sales for Don Doroteo Cigars. So
Don Doroteo?
See.
Hey, okay. You got it?
Or the Spanish version, Don Doroteo.
Oh.
Dude, the Spanish version sounds like that guy who does the soccer matches.
Oh,
Man.
Well, he's older now, bro.
Doroteo.
Yo, I watched him the other day. For the finals, and then he was like,
no.
Bro, that guy was crying.
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
That guy was in
he's
tears,
up there.
bro.
He's up there in age, but
He's still trying, though.
Yeah. But he still got it, man.
Yeah, he's still so why Don Doroteo?
So here's the story. Last year at PCA, Matt, Justin, and I were getting our equipment ready, and we were going over our game plan, which anybody in media who covers the PCA really understands that putting a game plan together is fruitless. That's ridiculous. But we do it anyway.
Media guys, so we don't know any media people, so who do PCA at that. So so we're standing there. We're standing there, and we're next to the Don Doroteo booth, and I look up, and I was like, Don Doroteo, and it's a good-looking booth, and these guys are all dressed to the nines, and the cigar actually looks legit. And I'm thinking, is this like a European cigar that just hasn't come to the U.S. market yet? What's going on? Because there's clearly a lot of attention and money that was put into this project. So we were like, hey, let's start here. So we gave a little, we introduced ourselves, and Juan Lugo, who's the owner of Don Doroteo, introduced himself, gave us all a cigar. I do the interview with him, and I'm smoking the cigar, and I'm like, what is this? This is how you start PCA, because typically smoking cigars on the show floor, it's hit or miss, right? It's, especially what day it is, how late in the day. It could be cigar number 4, 5, 6, 10, whatever. 15.
Yeah, exactly. And I was, stoked. So it was a great first impression, not only of the people behind the brand, but also the product and the story that we had, which I'll go on to here in a little bit. So let's fast forward a few months. We end up having Juan on our show to tell the full story and the history of Don Doroteo and the vision, the things they have coming up. And then Juan and I started a conversation back and forth, and they had a need to really lead sales in North America, and somebody who had relationships with not only retailers, but consumers, and it just looked to be the perfect fit for both of us. Number one, it was a company and people that I know were not in it to make a quick buck, and actually not even a quick buck, like long. Their strategy is super long, which was music to my ears. They are looking to get relationships right with the right people when the timing is right. And at the end of the day, it was a no-brainer. So that is why Don Doroteo.
You happen to remember what episode that was, the interview you done with Juan that you were just speaking of?
See, it was that.
I'm going to test you now. I'm going to ask you to throw you back a little bit.
Yeah, because they like to ask random questions on their show, so we gotta test.
I want to see. I know. I'm definitely interested. I want to check that episode out. So,
all right, I'm throwing a dart at the dartboard, and I'm gonna say 163. I'm probably wrong.
Wow.
if we ask Chris what episode this is, he probably doesn't know either. So it's okay. Man. No, I'm just saying.
Oh, bro. Oh, okay. It's all right.
Hey, Chris over there, like.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. But you just
It's okay, Chris. We know, Chris. We know.
It's all right. It's
So,
all right. Well, listen, man. You know, the whole Don Doroteo thing is nice, but what I really want to know is, who's Garret Robertson? I mean, who are you as a person? You know, like.
You want the story.
He wants the story.
What's your story? Everybody has a story.
Everybody does have a story. It's a very dense book with a very dense history. Grew up in Minnesota, north of the Twin Cities, so north of Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota. Parents were drug dealers. And when I was 9 years old, my mom was a victim of an attempted abduction. She actually ended up killing her abductor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. My mom was a killer, boy. Woo.
Got sober. My mom got sober. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm never going to do any drugs. I'm never going to drink anything, right? So mom gets sober. She starts changing her life around, goes to college, starts supporting her kids. Dad wasn't ready to give up that lifestyle yet, so he went away. 12 years old, I had my first drink, and it was magical. And all of that thought of I'm never having any drink or drugs completely went out the window. Fast forward a couple years, I'm selling weed, then selling coke and acid and shrooms, and
statute of limitations over for anybody watching.
After a couple of overdoses, I decided it was ready to sober up. So on my 17th birthday, I got sober. And I haven't had a drink or a drug since, and it'll be 28 years on the 20th of March.
Wow.
So,
Nice. Congratulations, man.
yeah.
That is awesome. Sure.
But that's not me alone. That's a whole lot of people in my life, praying for me, supporting me, calling me out on the BS, and still a work in progress, 28 years later.
Yes, you got that back support, everybody trying to guide you in the right direction, trying to show you the right route, but only you can take that route. Only you can take the action. So you definitely deserve a hand of applause for that, man.
Yeah,
Not just
man.
everybody else. It is you too, yourself.
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
And since I've met you, you've been on the up and up. Like we've had plenty of opportunities in those back rooms at PCA, and we've also ran across each other. It's been countless events at this point.
Right.
But I've always taken a liking to you and your business partners because you guys do it the right way, and you've been doing it for a long time. And that's why I really wanted to get you guys individually on the show because, the whole story, can carry itself. But when you hear the path that individuals have to take to be where they're at right now, it makes a difference to me because people don't understand, like the experiences that me, Daniel, and Chris went through, and then when we tell our stories, they're like, you know, that's crazy. So, and I want to show them like we're not the only ones. The only thing is that we're all trying to do the same thing, and that's fail our way to success.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
because you're gonna fall, you're gonna slip, you're gonna stumble, and then you just have to be willing to stand back up and take another step, whether it be a half a step or a full step. Just take the next step, and you'll move forward. You know, so I commend you for everything that you've done, and all the growth that you have and will have in the future, because you are a definition of what we need in this world. You know,
Yep.
most people, you know, they go down a dark path and they stay down there until like the inevitable happens, whatever it is.
Yep.
So, you know, just
Well,
definitely.
that's, and it's interesting. I went to treatment, and out of the 27 people that I went to treatment with, only 2 of us are still sober, and 5 are dead.
Wow.
For sure, that I know of, could be more. And then all the years, one of the biggest things that kept me sober, in all honesty, was the first group. So when you go into 12 steps, you find a group that you can really call home, and that's called your home group. And every week at this home group, they would lift this 3-ring binder in the air and say, when you get a chance to take a look at all of the people here that we've had to say goodbye to. And it was literally a 3-binder filled with page after page of funeral cards of people who went back out there. And that's the reality of addiction, is, how much of a miracle those who are true alcoholics and addicts, the numbers are stacked against us. So I'm absolutely grateful and humbled to be on this side of that statistic.
Yeah, and on top of that, working in this industry, it's you run across alcohol on a daily basis, so it really shows, your perseverance to being sober and living your sobriety life.
Yeah, and I say, I love, so Matt is like, I'm like, Matt, what does this taste like with this kind of bourbon or this kind of whiskey? And I'm, learning all of these nuances. And I get asked a lot, does that ever, trigger you? And at this point, it really doesn't, because for me, it is imprinted on my heart that I know that the second I indulge back into that, I'm right back where I left off.
Yeah. What's the that company that makes the non-alcoholic drinks?
Oh,
There's a few.
Yeah, we were dealing with them the other day. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah,
Escapes me.
so that's actually an episode that we wanted to do as well, to do a non-alcoholic pairing, I guess.
Yeah.
Like the so the reason we're looking into it is because we do have subscribers who don't drink, and we don't want to isolate people. And I wanted to, one of the reasons that I enjoy talking to you is because I know your story, and I know that you being on here today is going to definitely motivate some other people who are on the fence or who are going through some moments, and you're going to motivate them to get on that path. And that's the thing, man. So keep carrying on.
Thank you. And any of those people that are on the fence, I implore you to reach out to me. No matter if you're ready or not ready or just thinking about it, please reach out.
So real quick, Garret, right before you answer this question, definitely tag where people can find you at Instagram, Facebook. But please tell us what's your reason why. What keeps you strong? What keeps you keep going and denying the drink every time you see it and you're surrounded by it so often? Like, what is that?
Well, it's different from when I was 17 to now. Today, it's my kids, hands down. Every decision, big decision that I make, they become a part of that equation. Do they benefit from this change, or are they going to take a hit for this change? So, the times where I'm really struggling with something, if I'm going through an emotional struggle or a hardship, I want to say it's been over 10 years since I've had an actual thought of, a drink or some other drug could help me through this. That's not to say that it won't pop up again. I know that devil is still in me, and it'll be there till the day I die, no doubt about it. But right now, my big, the thing that I think about it is the kids, and then God is, absolutely a keystone to keeping me strong. I've got a strong faith and a amazing group of brothers that iron sharpens iron, that I can call on at any time. So I've got a great support network. My faith in God and my kids would be the three.
Yeah, that's one great key factor to have. You said your brothers, the people you surround yourself with, obviously God and everything else. That's amazing to hear.
So we're going to take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Very
That's
nice.
the leather rose. So, Garrett, you got into the cigar industry when exactly, and what drove you into the cigar industry, and what keeps you here? What motivates you?
It all goes. So this is one of my favorite stories to tell. It's 1997. I am the first manager of the first franchise Jimmy John's store, which is in St. Paul, Minnesota. It was store number 4. Jimmy John started in Iowa, and they got an investor to come and do the franchise in St. Paul. So 6 months after we opened, a cigar shop opened up right next door. And a guy comes over and says, have you ever had a premium cigar? And I'm 19 years old. Like, I smoke Grenadiers with my dad hunting and fishing. And he's like, nah, yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. And he said, would you trade cigars for subs? I was like, absolutely, I would do that. So he gave me a Fuente Hemingway for my very first premium cigar.
Nice.
Wow.
That's
So-
a
You
nice
got to
cigar.
you up here.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm mad.
I got a question for you, because you mentioned St. Paul, right? Minnesota, right?
Yep.
Is that Jimmy John's next to, I believe there's a restaurant downstairs. It's called, I think, Hell's Kitchen?
No, that's in
That's not that
Minneapolis.
In Minneapolis. Okay. All right.
Yeah. There's one in Minneapolis.
Chris, we're gonna go back to your favorite items.
I like turtles.
Listen, bro. It just so happens, okay, me and Julie were in Minnesota. We ate at a Jimmy John's, and then we saw Hell's Kitchen. I'm like, oh, I've heard of that place. So we went and we ate at Hell's Kitchen as well.
All right. So hold on.
Oh God.
Wow. Let me talk to Chris real quick.
Oh jeez.
And we're back.
My God, man.
Sorry
Tough
about that,
crowd,
guys.
man.
Sorry about
Tough
that.
crowd, I tell you, bro. Bro,
I
jeez.
love it. So he gives me the Hemingway. I go back home that night and I cut it with my kitchen knife because I didn't have anything, and a Bic lighter, which is fine for Hemingway because it's got the perfecto tip. And I fall in love with it. I go back to the shop the next day and I'm talking to the owner and his wife, and I'm like, okay, that was amazing. What do I need to start on this journey, this hobby. Then they set me up with a cigar jar for my first humidor, a variety of different sticks to really try and find, what I like. And I was like, well, how do I, kind of keep track of what I like? And they're like, actually, you should talk to this guy right here. And there was a, tall Indian guy, and, I'm talking to him, and he was like, get a notebook and start writing down everything you like, and the things that you don't like. And then he said it's interesting because when I make a cigar, there's a certain tobacco in it that reminds me of my grandma's basement. Like, that's weird. And he's like, our palates are more attached to our memories than there are actual flavor. There's more memories that go here than flavor memories. And
wait, hold on, we gotta rewind just a little bit here. You said basement? Okay.
That's a new one for the
that's a new one for me.
But hey, everybody's got their own thing, man.
Well, and you guys can talk to this guy about it, because any guesses who that is?
Tall Indian guy.
Well, maybe tall for me.
Tall Indian guy.
Yeah, I'm lost, man. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't.
The tallest person in this industry is Terrence, right?
Well, Omar, probably Omar.
Omar. Yeah, they're close.
They're close.
Yeah, because but Omar, if you're talking about the same Omar was he worked with NASA,
right?
So he had that whole history with NASA and everything like that. So I wasn't thinking Omar. So who you got?
So he's tall for an Indian.
So that's like 5'4", 5'5". I don't know how tall an Indian is.
Rocky Patel.
Okay.
Oh,
So
right.
he's like 5'8". He's my height.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang. I feel tall now.
And in 1997, it wasn't Rocky Patel cigars yet. It was still
it was Indian trade. What is it? Indian
tobacco.
And it's back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a few. There's a store here who actually has one of the original boxes when he was selling them from way back when.
Wow.
So he actually signed the original box at the store. So it sits there now.
Nice.
Not gonna mention the store, but it sits there now.
Yeah. So my origin story starts with getting advice from Rocky Patel in 1997 on the heels of smoking my first cigar, which is a Fuente Hemingway. How can you not get into this industry after that? And I was just discovering the product at that point, not to mention the culture that I would end up falling in love with over the years. But unfortunately, it took me probably 5 years to get into the culture. I was just a consumer and I didn't know about the culture. And that's why I'm such a huge advocate now of getting people outside of their homes and whatever, and getting them into, even if it's virtually, whatever, getting them into this community, because it's the best industry and culture in the world.
You are absolutely correct, because during COVID, man, it was rough. The online was great because you got to experience a bunch of new people that you would maybe have not smoked with because they live in different regions and they don't travel too much. But we at Iconic Smokers, we're going to be doing a Try This Tuesday. It's actually going to be March 28th. The ads are going to be going out tomorrow. And then we're going to be doing 3 cigars and a mystery liqueur. The liqueur is going to be high value, of course. And then we are going to, well, it's not going to be a mystery to the purchasers. It's just going to be a mystery to them before they get it, right? Because they're going to get it. But we're going to limit it to 16 people because we want to do that one-on-one again. We want to go back to having that experience or whatever. It's going to be a 9:30 event on Eastern Standard Time. So on the West Coast, it's going to be a 6:30 time frame. And we're doing the Tuesday because usually Mondays you're very busy. Wednesdays is hump day, Friday, and then Thursday is like all the podcasts and all that other stuff or whatever. So you want to try to get everything. Plus you got to fit football in. That's why we do a show outside of football season, because that way we don't interrupt people, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely coming. Stay tuned for the ads, and you're going to have fun. Now, if you really want to have some fun, right? And you follow our show, you may be able to win yourself let's see, I'm gonna put like I'm gonna call it an experience. You can win yourself an experience.
Oh, an
right?
experience.
Yes.
I like that.
And it's going to be for Lazona Palooza, which is going to happen this year.
Nice.
Yeah, Chris got invited, but he didn't go because he was too busy. I don't know what happened, Chris. You could tell us about it.
No, it's okay.
You not gonna tell us about it?
No, sir.
Okay. All right.
Off
So
air.
just to give you a preview of what that looks like, Lazona Palooza has been going on for a while now. Several years, and then on top of that, it's an invite only event. It's a event that is put on by the Espinosas, and it's for they're the best of the best, right? Espinosa every day, people who smoke the cigars, who show off the cigars, who actually participate and support the company because it's a family owned company, and they're growing and they have people to support. So let's see what that looks like. So
you notice anybody in particular remember in that one video?
Yeah, I saw Tito Jackson.
Yeah. Man,
you are always interviewing people, right? You've done.
Oh, yeah.
You said 100. What was it? 194 episodes.
194.
Okay, so how does it feel to be on the opposite side? How often do you get interviewed versus interviewing people? You've interviewed 194 times. So how does it feel to be on the opposite side now?
It's certainly strange. I mean, Matt and I have done our share of interviews here or there. We've gone on other, a handful of other podcasts, and it's strange because you want to jump into interview mode. Like I want to ask you guys questions. That's just kind of part of what that piece does. But I got to tell you, the hardest one was, so when I signed up with Don Doroteo, part of the deal was that I would be working booths at trade shows. And so PPE, just a few weeks ago, was my first trade show not being on the team. And seeing Matt and Justin walk around the show floor, like, it was a bittersweet thing. And, again, I was interviewed a handful of times by some people, and it's strange. It's strange.
It's good, man. That's that give and go, pass and go. Like,
Yeah.
you're done. You did your part. You made the blueprint. Now let's see what else they can do with it, right?
And I tell you, I'm still humbled. I'm still humbled by this opportunity in this place, and I'm still with how about that cigar Monday nights? I'm still on the show. Obviously, I'm not doing reviews anymore because of the bias, and we're open about that. It's another bittersweet thing for me because I really love doing reviews when I got around to it. Didn't do it as often as I should have, that's for sure. But so yeah.
So we'll do this then. We'll let you ask 3 questions.
Dope.
So we're gonna let you interview the interviewers.
oh,
I
geez.
love it.
Questions.
That's scary.
I love it. All right.
Huh?
This is the first.
It is.
Yeah. On live. Yeah.
On
This is the
live,
first.
yeah.
This is the first.
I love it. All right. All right. So, Chris, who is someone in the industry
Oh, jeez. Okay.
that you would love to interview? And
Oh,
why?
man.
One person.
And why?
And why?
Oh, man. I would really like to say I mean, he's like all over the place. I mean, there's actually a few people, right, that I would really, really love to interview. Now, obviously, one we have a commercial for, which is Mr. Guy Fieri.
Mhm.
All right. Another one would be Steve Harvey,
Woo!
because he's into cigars.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I
That's
give
good.
him that.
That's good.
I give him that.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know?
You're on a roll. Go ahead. I mean, interrupt.
You know, and then obviously, man, if it would really, really come to be, man, the GOAT himself, Mr. Michael Jordan.
Yes. That's my white whale, is Michael Jordan.
Yeah, baby.
Hands down. Hands down.
I like that. All
That's
right,
good.
All right, I'll give you those. Chris. Yeah, okay.
All right. And Daniel, do you remember your very first cigar?
Oh man.
Lucky bastard. What?
Honestly, I'm sorry, man. I do not.
Oh,
Okay.
That is,
man.
I can't even think of anything that I was smoking at the time or when was the first time I actually picked up. Oh, I'm so sorry. It just hit me. It was actually AJ Fernandez Cameroon Toro. That was the one. And then
You're still the one.
that was the
All right. JB, what is the photograph you are most proud of?
Oh.
The one that I'm most proud of.
Yep.
Wow.
It's the one I took last week of us three with Miguel in the background.
Mm.
Yeah, because Iconic Smokers has been a thought process for years on end, and to understand my vision of what I was trying to build. You know, I've been with Chris for around 16 years. Daniel came on about last year when Daniel actually got into cigars, because Daniel hasn't been into cigars as long. But his mindset for business is what I truly enjoyed about him. So this dynamic, including Juan, including Miguel, including Brian, and all the other people who are on our team, it took a while to establish, and because you have to find like-minded people to build, right? Obviously, like, how about that cigar? It's three of you guys, and it takes time to make sure that relationship has the ability to gel and the cohesion to work. So this has been a better cohesion, being the fact that now I can stick Chris on the other side of the fence, so I don't have to slap him every 5 minutes and step on his foot and all that stuff. So it's definitely been great. But I'd say that's the photo. Now, the best photo, the best opportunity that I've had that a photo was taken of me, I would say, is when I was hanging out with me and Junior.
Nice.
Eric Espinosa Jr. Me and him, we have, a lot of people don't understand that I live in, I guess, Cigar Central. So, being able to have people like Pedro Gomez, like Eric Espinosa Jr., Dylan, like Guy, and all these people, you get access to them, but and then you actually get to learn them on a personal level. You get to speak to them, and you get to have moments with them. I think those moments are more important than anything else. I always tell people that cigars are a byproduct of the experience. You know what I mean? So
100%.
So that's what I enjoy, and I would say that's my story, and I'm sticking to it until we get off air.
Now, another question for you is, speaking about interviews, what was one of your best interviews and why?
As far as like something that actually touched you, that you remember, something that impacted you or some way or another.
So Lee Marsh is
he's another YouTuber.
No, Lee Marsh from
Lee Marsh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lee Marsh from Stolen Throne Cigars.
Yeah.
So I had this idea. It was the second time that he was on our show. And I had this, kind of idea that was like, I want to kind of do a James, like a James Lipton moment where I totally make somebody break down and cry, right? So I reach out to his wife, and I was like, hey, how do I make Lee cry? And she gives me like all of the juice, all the juice, right? And so we're getting into the show, we're getting into the interview, and Matt knew what I had on tea, but he didn't know the content I had. And so Matt was like, all right, Garrett, what do you got? And so I was like, all right, here it is, Lee. Sorry for the background music or the background noise here, guys. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah. We hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, we know what's going on. Strippers
All
and
right.
all.
So I was like, Lee, I understand that it was your grandparents who brought you up, and you had a really close relationship with your grandfather. Tell us a little bit about how, what that meant to you, and tell us about the relationship with your grandfather. And in that moment, you could just see his whole demeanor change, and he starts getting fidgety, and he, through you could see the raw emotion and the stories and the things that he told about him and his grandfather. I mean, it was just so raw. That is by far probably one of my favorite moments on How About That Cigar. It's that one. And he never did break, by the way. He held it together, but oh gosh, so close.
Almost.
Man, it was so close. That one, and then Jared Trudeau from Christoph Cigars. There was a bunch of people who were arguing about sous vide cooking. Are you guys familiar with sous vide?
Yes, sir. What was it between? What was the discussion?
So totally off script. And this conversation had just happened a few days before, and off the just cuff, I was like, Jared, what do you think of sous vide cooking? He went on like a 5 to 8 minute rant on how sous vide cooking is like the best way to prepare a steak. And it was like a stand-up comedy skit, and it was hilarious. So for comedy content, Jared Trudeau wins hands down. It was hilarious. And like he was saying, those who are like, if you can't grill a steak, just say you can't grill a steak, and man, and it was fantastic. So for those who don't know, sous vide is by far the best way to cook a steak. You get a perfect medium rare, edge to edge, and you won't convince me otherwise.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Nice and tender, man. That's the only way. It's an experience for sure.
Yeah.
It is. And that's to say, like, I love cooking over the fire. I love, regular great cooked steaks on a grill or whatever. I'm a meat connoisseur. But for the best medium rare edge to edge, nothing beats sous vide.
Wow.
So it's kind of leads me into my next question, right? So if there was a person that you can have one last cigar with, who would it be?
Wow.
Whew.
Yeah. And what cigar you said?
If you can have one last cigar with somebody, who would it be?
And what cigar, or just who would it be?
It doesn't matter the cigar. Cigar is a byproduct.
You're right. If I had one last cigar to have, and I knew that was going to be my last cigar and my last breath or whatever.
Or their last breath.
Last breath.
Yeah. You just want to have that moment with that one person that you just want to have a cigar with them.
It would have to be Matt Ty. It'd have to be Matt Ty. There's no other answer.
Nice. Why'd you choose him?
the journey into cigars from a media standpoint and true culture standpoint all starts with our friendship. We met on a cigar message board 10 years ago, and didn't know that we were both in Minnesota, and then how we just both kind of immersed ourselves into cigar culture, and then formed How About That Cigar. It's yeah. So
all right. Sounds like an Only Farmer story, but
Wow.
Oh man.
So in your first few episodes of How About That Cigar, how good and how bad was it? Like
terrible. It's terrible. So actually our very first episode, we did from Big's Mansion in Chicago. And for those who don't know, Big's Mansion is like this super exclusive mansion. Like Michael Jordan has a membership there, and very high end type place. We got access, and our first interview was going to be Ristovisky from JSK Cigars.
Hey, yes, sir.
The interview was dope. It was incredible. He even got a call from a boxer during the interview to talk about a cigar that he was going to make for this boxer. Like, it was bonkers.
Wow.
All of the footage got corrupted.
What? Oh man, I tell people one of the hardest things to do out of everything that I do, one of the hardest things to do is to run a live show, because internet could go down, your audio cannot sync correctly. There's so much stuff that can happen, and every episode we take risk after risk because we want the live experience, right? The fact that you can actually have a conversation, because that's what we're having, is just it's friends smoking a cigar together, and we just happen to be recording ourselves. So to me, that it's unique, and not a lot of shows do live. A lot of there's shows that they're pre-recorded, and it's for a reason, and I can understand it. And knock on wood, we haven't done a pre-record yet, besides like 2 Minute Tuesday. But this right here is the moments that I get to enjoy, because at the end of the day, right, it's Sunday night. We're winding down. We're getting ready to go through a work week. And then now, before I shut everything down, go take a shower, go to bed, the whole nine, I get to enjoy one last cigar for the week with a friend. And it's a beautiful thing to me, and I do appreciate you for coming on and for giving us the time. Because
sure.
It's definitely, this is a hard slot to fill, in the sense that, it is Sunday night, people do have kids. You got to get ready for Monday morning.
Oh, yeah.
But, we were able to have this moment, and I truly enjoy it. And I don't know any better people to enjoy it with than you. These guys, they're all right too. They're okay.
Yeah, we're all right. We're all right.
No, and I appreciate it. I'm honored to be on the show, and I look forward to doing more things. And for real, for the non-alcoholic show, reach out, bro. I've got a lot of stuff that I've done with unleaded pairings.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
Definitely be doing that. Yeah.
That's definitely something we look into for sure.
So we're going to slide into a commercial. We'll be right back.
Man, that commercial wants me to have another cigar and a drink, bro.
Jesus
That music. Like, let's go.
Yes.
Now you guys went to TPE, right? This past, a couple weeks ago or whatever it was. What was your experience like? And I actually saw one of your interviews with, I believe it was Steve Saka. Was that correct?
So how about that Cigar did?
Yeah.
I was at the Don Doroteo booth representing
okay.
Don Doroteo, but all of their coverage from TPE was really good. And actually, I don't know how many times you guys have interviewed Steve Saka, either on the show or at a trade show. But
I have never officially interviewed Steve Saka. I just a crazy story that I have with Steve Saka is me and Steve Saka are sitting at a cigar lounge, and right behind us is OJ Simpson, and we're having a conversation, and we're having a conversation actually about the unicorn cigar that he created. Because it's $100 on the shelf. How do you get to $100 price tag? And how do you guarantee a cigar like that? So that's one of my crazy stories with Steve Saka. But we're gonna bring him on. I really want to talk to Cindy to see how he deals with. Deals with him.
100%.
But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, he's definitely a character.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, he's great.
a cool person to watch.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say though. If you've got 5 minutes slotted for a question, double it or triple it when you're interviewing Steve Saka.
Oh, okay.
And that's not in a bad way. He's just got so much information.
His experience,
Oh my God.
from working with Drew Estate, from starting his own company from the ground up, from creating cigars that are just immaculate to smoke. I mean, it's you have to study Steve Saka before you interview Steve Saka, because Steve Saka is the type of dude who will hand you your ass on your own show with no problem with the way he answers his questions. He's very eloquent or whatever, and sarcastic at the same time, but not that he does it intentionally, but it's just the way he comes off. So you either like Steve Saka or you don't. I love the guy.
I do too.
So
hey, Garret, real quick, man. So we did discuss quite a bit, man. We deep dove into who you are, what you got going on. You got a lot going on. Is there anything you can actually fill us in as far as future products to come, or any new anything, man? I know you got a lot going on, like I said, but is anything exciting, anything new that you're looking forward to?
So this will be the first podcast to kind of get the unofficial idea of what we're going to be launching at PCA 2023. So we are coming out with our Salt of the Earth line, which will include 2 cigars. Right now, we're not disclosing the blends or the wrappers at this point, but we are launching 2 core lines that will be our here to stay cigar. Because we came to market with a cigar that was rolled 14 years ago at La Aurora.
Wow.
And it's the first time any kind of legacy line has been launched from a new cigar company with a cigar that age. And the history between, real quick, if I can get just a few minutes to tell that history. Doroteo was a farmer in the Dominican, started in 1936 and sold exclusively to La Aurora. Grandson Juan and Aaron decided to rekindle farming, and they wanted to bring to market a cigar that was worthy of their grandfather's legacy, that everything that he had built. And La Aurora recognized that long relationship that he had, and they gave him access to their aging room, which almost nobody has. So super grateful. On top of the core line, there might be a gem or 2 that we're going to sprinkle in throughout the next couple of years. But bro, we've got some bangers coming, and we're super, super excited.
Nice.
Again, Habana Maduro. So how can everybody find you before we let you go?
You can find me on Instagram at Robinson_Garret. Watch How About That Cigar every Monday night, 8:30 Central. And also Don Doroteo Cigars on Instagram as well.
All right.
Nice. All right.
So we definitely appreciate you. And we got one last thing before we let you go.
Bro, get the fuck out of here.
Love it. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Really appreciate it, guys.
All right, brother. So we'll see you in a second. Well, guys, there you have it. That is the show. So this was one incredible emotional show for us. Being the fact that I wanted to do something different this time. I wanted to bring on somebody who had history, and not only in the cigar industry, but as a human being, and being able to grow and become something of a artiste in the fact of the way he markets himself and the industry as a whole. And then on top of that, now he is dedicating himself to a specific product. This has definitely been one of those true exquisite experiences for me. You guys got anything?
Man, that was sick. I'm definitely glad I got to meet Garret. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to some of the collaborations we can do together. And
yeah, I'm definitely thankful, to have him on and him sharing his story with us, and also looking forward to shake hands with him, at some point in time.
You get to shake his hand if that's what you want to do.
Oh, come on, man. God, I really got to be careful what I say.
It's live, bro.
Golly, man.
That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said.
So we're gonna end it off because I really want you guys to be pumped and excited for the Zonapalooza. So we're gonna show you guys one more sneak peek into what it's like to go to the Zonapalooza, and understand this is an invite only event, and you'll have an opportunity to get invited by the iconic smokers. We're gonna do we'll probably do one ticket for now. Yeah. I'm being nice for now. We'll do one ticket.
We're doing Chris's ticket, right?
Yeah, we're gonna give away Chris's ticket. Yeah, the one he didn't go to the last time.
He's not gonna use it.
Yeah, he's not gonna use it, so we might as well give it away, right? So we'll be right back.
Nice.
So some dates to look out for: March 28th, which is going to be our online event, and then April 8th, which is going to be our in-person event, which is going to be the release of Cuyaba Cigars, and that'll be happening at Ash's Cigar Lounge. It's going to start at I want to say roughly 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you have time, you want to come down, come hang out with the iconic smokers, more especially Chris, because he'd love to see you. He wants to shake your hand. So,
Oh, jeez, man.
yeah. So, and then
Hey, man, it's all for the people, bro.
yeah.
All right.
So, how can they find you guys?
So if you want to find me on Facebook, Daniel Flores. Instagram is gonna be DFlow Grind Time.
And for me, it's Chris Cerezo on Facebook and on CCER 3500.
I think the Instagram needs to be changed to Magician.
Yeah, the Magician.
The Magician.
Oh, man.
Magician. And you can find me at the Iconic Smokers on which is the Facebook group. B Jerome on Facebook. JBD Enterprises, Cuyaba Cigars, all of it. There's a preface. Deep Reef Water on. Yeah, I'm gonna play it violin. So that's it, and we'll see you on the next one.
Got like the credits coming.
Yeah. Peace.
I'm a man on a mission. I'm a man on a mission. I don't need no permission.
without you beside me.